GJRB. This is GJRB Online. Clinton.
Now, GJRB brings you Way Out There. This is the show that talks about the weird, the bizarre, the unusual. From UFOs to paranormal to near-death experiences to government conspiracies. This is the place to listen to for the truth. And if you have any bizarre happenings that happen to you or would like to talk about the weird, the bizarre, the unusual, out there. Now, here's Gary Russell.
And hello everyone, hello everywhere, across America and around the world. Welcome to Way Out There, the show that talks about the strange, the bizarre, the unusual, things that otherwise somehow we just can't explain, no matter how hard we try. Welcome aboard. We got a great show lined up. Great show set up for you today. This is, we haven't been on the air with Way Out There since August 25th when we had GMD Board on, and we aired that just Wednesday. And you have plenty of time to listen to that. You got another second chance. So if you missed it the first time we had JM on, well, you'll have another great chance to catch that program. It's on the GJRB Spreaker public site right now, and you can click it and listen to it. It's available to you. And always glad to bring you programs that we aired and you missed, podcasts you might have missed. It can be podcast again with live broadcast here on GJRB Online. So you can catch the program and have a chance to jump on the bandwagon, because I'm sure a lot of you didn't get a chance to catch the program in its original run for any reason whatsoever other than just didn't get around to it, right? You just missed out on it. And like I said, that happens because there's so much going on here at GJRB Studios that Anyway, glad you could be aboard with us. Welcome to Way Out There on GJRB Online on Spreaker. And I got the Flash player fixed. And now I've got I'm back on the Spreaker mixer, the other one we used. That one, the web-based. We're using both mixers, using both of them, every other one, so that we can kind of continue broadcasting without having to stop sometimes. So, and it's also so I can get back on the air on time according to my automation. And this takes about 7 seconds actually to get back on. I don't know why, it just does. It takes sometimes they'll not go on the air right away. Sometimes it takes even 12, 11 seconds. So sometimes if we start early or start late, it doesn't really matter because according to my log, I have it set so that it goes off at the right times and everything. And also because it gives me, that chance to, get things rolling here. And, the clock is synced up with the automation and all that. Anyway, glad you could be aboard with me. We got a great program lined up for you today here on Way Out There, here on GJRB Online, and talk about a lot of things, talk about what's going on with you, and have a chance to talk about the strange and the bizarre, some of the unusual things that go on. And got some interesting stories for you today. Strange but true coming up a little later on. They found this is weird. I saw a picture and it's now posted later on my Facebook page for people following me there, on my Twitter and stuff. I mean, it is bizarre. You gotta see this thing. It is really on. They found what they think is a baby werewolf. Yeah, this is in Malaysia. Of course, scientists and that are debunking it because they think that maybe perhaps that but it's got fangs. You look at the picture real closely, it's got fangs. I'm serious. A baby werewolf. We're going to talk about that on Strange But True. Also, coming up, we're going to talk about, hear about that. I think it was a while back. There was a story about a guy who claimed that he came from the year, he's a time traveler, and he came from the year 2048. And this is hilarious. Okay, this is a good excuse to be totally plastered drunk, right? Okay, he says he came from the year 2048, and he claims that aliens abducted him and force-fed him alcohol or something like that. It's like, okay. Yeah, sometimes I like to do some funny, goofy stuff on this program because, you know, I mean, it's just hilarious. It's just downright so bizarre that, you know, you just can't believe it sometimes. But this is strange. I had to laugh at it though, because it is so stupid that it's ridiculous. So I'll talk about that. That's coming up, and let's see, what else do we have coming up today? Oh, we've got a lot of stuff coming up today. Hey, you know, remember that story we were going to do on Atlantis a while back? And it was the last Way Out There show we did back on August 25th. We were going to do a story about Atlantis, but we had JMD Board waiting up for our interview segment, so we kind of postponed it. Well, we're going to do it today. Okay, we're going to do it today. We're going to give you that story. What happened to Atlantis? Really? What caused the destruction of that continent? I mean, you know, you have to wonder about that, because you know, it's something that you have to be pretty darn curious about. So we're going to talk about that. I believe his name was David Boyd. I don't remember if I have that name written in the notes. Some Boyd. Anyway, he was on a recent Coast to Coast show back in June, and he talked about what happened to Atlantis. What, you know, did people know ahead of time about the catastrophe? Did they know that it was going to explode? I mean, there's a lot of various things here. So we're going to talk about it. It's a really, really, really intriguing story. So hang in there. It's coming up. And let's see what else we got coming up on our show. We got a lot of things going on. So, you know, oh yeah. Well, this year, not like last year, the Chicago Cubs didn't make it. Yeah, Chicago Cubs did not make it this year, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a shame. It really is. But, you know, I didn't expect them to win. Their pitching was really way off this time. I mean, I don't know. Is it? Tell me, you baseball players might be listening. Is it really necessary to walk every single player that goes up to the plate? I mean, this is what I saw in the game. I was watching the game the other night. I think it was, what was it? Must have been Game 5. I don't remember. And during that game, I think Lackey was pitching. And he's sloppy. I mean, he walked more than he even struck out. And I just think that it was also the hitting. And also the fact that we traded in a lot of really good players that were crucial to this game. I mean, yeah, we had one guy that retired, but the catcher. But, geez, we had good players. We had. Why did we get rid of? Why did we get rid of Dexter Fuller? What was the point of that? I mean, Dexter Fuller could hit. I mean, this is what I mean. This is just crazy. And by the way, Gary J's Sports page is going to be back in November 4th. Yep, Gary J's sports page will be back on November 4th. Yeah. It's been a while. I don't know. Just the sports page, I had so much going on. We had the ball games. I had family stuff going on. And a lot of the things happening. There was, we have band practice on Saturdays. And it was kind of tough trying to schedule that in. So I gave 2 time slots to sports page. And one of them is alternate weeks with the Gary Wrestling program. I think it was like week 2, or the final week of the month. I don't remember exactly. But anyway, I think it's like one of those 2 weeks. And I kind of rotated way out there. I rotated sports page with that Gary Wrestling program. So either or could air that day. And still have the Gary Wrestling, still have a sports page on Saturdays. So that's what I'm working on at this point. So hope you'll join us for the show. We got a great show lined up for you. Not only that, I'm going to do Linda Moulton House Earth Files. That's always fun. Interesting stories with her, and a lot of other really good stuff. And also another upcoming story I found last minute in prep yesterday. Authorities, we got that one. Man blames alien for a crime spree. Got that. That's going to be hilarious. And one I'm going to talk about is a security camera in an empty school caught what looked like a ghost ripping open lockers. Yeah. We'll have that all coming up on our Strange But True here on GJRB Online. But right now it is time for a quick, brief look at the news. Okay? So let's do that. Brief look at the news. And starting off our news, this is very, very interesting, very crucial, very concerning. This is going on in Spain. Tensions are mounting there. Separatists are potentially have to do with some taking cash out of an ATM. 270,000 followers tweeted. National urge by the bank there. I think it's called Caixa Bank and Banco Sabadell branches are going to remove cash from their ATMs today. As a matter of fact, they probably already did. Protest the decision to shift their legal domiciles, I guess I can pronounce that, domiciles, region. Some of this is like in their language. Civil society organizations in Catalonia call for a mass withdrawal of money from their ATMs today in order to pressure Spanish government organizers to specify how much money they should be taking out, what they should do with it. The action targets 5 main banks in the Catalonia, Caixa Bank, Sabadell, Bankia, BBVA, and the Santander organizations call for their clients of Caixa Bank and Sabadell to show their disagreement with the bank's recent decision to move the headquarters out of Catalonia due to escalating political crisis between governments in Barcelona and Madrid. So they're pulling money out of their bank. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're pulling money out of their bank, and for some reason here. Okay, so I don't know about it. That's an interesting story there. I'm going to be following this one. That is interesting. Why would they be pulling money out of their bank? It can be concerning because whatever can happen here. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin says that he is warning yesterday that North Korea must not be backed into a corner. He urged the dialogue to end its nuclear standoff with the United States. Tensions have increased between North Korea and Washington in recent weeks. President Donald Trump promising in August that North Korea will be met with fire and fury if it threatens the United States, and calling Kim Jong-un's North leader Rocket Man. I think it's funny. I do. Anyway, specifically Thursday, he warned the possibility that the conflict will be pointed out that North Korea is a sovereign country. Really? Problems should be solved in dialogue, and North Korea should not be backed into a corner. This is Putin, What does he know? Speech of the elite Russian policy. You have to wonder. Putin should also warn Kim Jong-un to shut up. Okay? If he's gonna pull this kind of stunt, Kim Jong-un should quit picking on us. Okay? That might stop it. Policy, Russia's foreign policy establishment and foreign guests are meeting an organization of the Valdai discussion group, a Black Sea resort in Sakai, let's pronounce that. Series of missiles and the nuclear tests will be rattling North Korea's neighbors, and the U.S. has responded with sanctions. So, yeah, I would think that would be a smart idea here. Let's just face it here, folks. If you're going to pick on the United States, what do you expect us to do? Stand by and take it? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand that whole bit. Stand by and take it, especially when this guy has threatened us, I don't know how many times, and you show videos of their people celebrating as we show videos of them nuking us. I don't know. I just think that there's something wrong here. Seriously. We'll stand by with this stuff. Oh, yeah, here's an interesting story about that Las Vegas shooting. Someone knows a little bit too much. The young lady who knows and has seen and has witnessed what she saw was another shooter in that mass shooting in Las Vegas, and she was found dead. Yeah, she was found dead. And she said she knew about some multiple shooters, and specified from the start, though, that Stephen Pollack didn't commit this killing spree alone. Now they want to try to cover up. Okay? They're trying to cover up here. 2 weeks later, more deaths and disappearances of people with information leading to the consistencies in the investigation in the timeline of events. Now, 24 hours after witnesses' sudden death, Las Vegas police officers are looking harder into the cover-up, a crucial cover-up in the shooting. Saturday, Prissy Hawley is a Freedom Daily reporter, likely on coincidental death. Reported on a death. No coincidence. 26-year-old Kimberly, and I pronounce it Suchamo, quote, with authorities, possibly top-level government agents are now participating in an active cover-up. Just how frantic and determined if these liars are going to be stopped and stopping the truth from coming out? Would they actually kill Americans in order to bury the truth about Las Vegas? According to breaking reports, it sure looks and appears to be that way. Up until Kimberly's death, they found her mysterious death in her home on Wednesday, early morning hours. The 28-year-old vocal in her session of a multiple gunmen in the shooting. And so, hey, I guess if you know too much about the shooter, if you know just a little too much, not pretty. What could happen next now? You have to wonder. Because here we are, folks. This is going to continue. I'm serious, this is going to continue. And you have to wonder now, what's going to become of this? Are we going to have a cover-up in this investigation? So, what information are they hiding here? What information is going on? You're going to have to wonder about that one because, boy, oh boy. Yeah, we're going to talk about that more as we continue here on Way Out There. This is Gary Rustin here on GJRB Online. Coming up a little later on, we'll do birthdays and obits. We do those quite a bit throughout the show. Birthdays and obits. Some famous obituaries coming up. We'll do that a little later on. Part of our interesting part of the show. But meanwhile, we're going to be getting ready for Weather on the 5. But celebrating birthdays today. I want to go into that. Let's go into that real quick here. Celebrating birthdays today. Okay. Celebrating birthdays today. Let's see here. Obits. Okay. Celebrating birthdays today, folks. Let's see. Well, let's see. Why don't we do celeb birthdays and then we'll go to obituaries. There's some interesting ones I want to talk about. Started celebrating birthdays. Snoop Doggy Dogg. He's 45. Rapper. He's 45. Of course, the one we list, the artist we just lost recently, Tom Petty. He would have been 67 today. Okay. Some of the other birthdays. That's your pretty much your heavenly birthdays. See if you pronounce this. Some of you young ones who might be a fan of this guy is Viggo Mortensen. He's 58. Never watched any wherever he is. A lot of stars here. Oh yeah, Mickey Mantle. He would have really been old. Yeah, he died in 1995. Mickey Mantle. Let's see who else. And since we're kind of getting into the horror realm, because this is Halloween next week, Bela Lugosi. Bela Lugosi. He played Dracula in the original show, the original movies. If he would have been stepped out of his grave, he would have been 125 today. No. Bela Lugosi. It would have been his birthday today. I got some other birthdays too. The Voice. Let's see if I can find that. I'm going to go to my Facebook real quick. I'm going to jump into that for a minute. I'm going to go to my Facebook real quick because I want to find something. The guy who plays the voice of Charlie Tuna in the commercials for the tuna, for the Starkist. Charlie Tuna, Herschel Bernardi. It would have been, I guess he's gone now, isn't he, Herschel Bernardi? I think he's gone now, I'm not sure. When did he die? But I didn't look at that birthday list. I don't even see him on there. Herschel Bernardi would have been his birthday today.
Starkist doesn't want tunas with good taste.
Starkist wants tunas that taste good.
Sorry, Charlie. Only good-tasting tuna get to be Starkist. Good-tasting 100% tuna fillet.
This is good-tasting tuna.
So there you go. Herschel Bernardi would have been is his birthday today, and he gave life to Charlie Tuna, the fish that did those commercials. Herschel Bernardi. All right, you're listening to Way Out There on GJRB Online, and we're getting close to Weather on the 5, so we're going to get ready to do that and get that set up. So let's do that. Get ready here. Weather on the 5. You know what that is. That means we do weather on weather news and weather information and all that good stuff on Weather on the 5. So yeah, we do that. And got some interesting storm. For you people in Texas, you are in for some severe storms. Yep, severe thunderstorm for in and across Texas right now. And looking at it here, according to this, it's a long and very cold front that's now moving and crossing the plains right now from Minnesota to Texas. I wonder if we're going to get some of that here in Iowa. Anyway, this weekend it's going to bring some severe thunderstorms and potentiality for some hail and damaging winds over southern plains. Southeast Texas could prepare for experiencing some extreme weather, which will cross the area tomorrow. Showers are developing and intensifying over the eastern third of the state, and very moist southeast air. Winds from the Gulf of Mexico will become stronger and more persistent during the late evening into nighttime hours. Expect thunderstorms to develop along the line and instability, including east central Oklahoma into north and central southeast Texas. Heavy rain, large hail, gusty winds, and damaging winds, and probably even isolated tornadoes possible, I think. Let's say that there, but if you're in the area, keep an eye on your local weather and make sure that you pay heed to any warnings that were to come up, because it could get bad there. Okay. And we'll be keeping an update, of course, on your weather forecast every 30 minutes, 25 and 55 minutes past the hour. Weather on the 5.
End times are upon. We need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end-time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. Coming to GJRB, a program highlighting the artists that play on GJRB. Artist Showcase. The first show featuring the music of Samuel Day. We'll talk about him and his music and the songs he wrote and recorded, including his latest hit on the GJRB playlist, The Roses. In addition, you'll hear all the other Samuel Day songs. Click and listen to the podcast of the Artist Showcase. Podcast available now on the GJRB Spreaker public site.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else. Hey, all right, it's Jim Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
Suicide's increasing among the youth, and many of them playing suicide games. This has to stop. Parents, watch your kids, and if you feel there's something going on and they are considering suicide, please talk to them, help them. And if it seems hopeless, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-8255. They can help. It's free and confidential. Your call will be answered by a trained counselor in a local crisis center. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can help.
From New York City, Fox News Radio, Jimmy Fallon. In for the Honorable Tom Shalhoub, 833-852.
Okay, and you're listening to Way Out There on GJRB. I have the network up there. Sorry about that, folks. It happens every once in a while on radio, just do little goofy things like that. Coming up next, more great talk and Strange in the Bizarre on Way Out There on GJRB. The Gary Russin program, Monday. Tune in. It's going to be freestyle and more lot of fun, so hope to join me then at 2 o'clock Central right here on GJRB Online. And let's take a look at some of the news headlines. And in the news this afternoon, we're just going to take a look at some of the stories we got coming up as we get through the afternoon. Obama avoids naming Trump as the first campaign stop since he left the White House. Putin's warning that back off of Kim Jong-un. And a bank run imminent. They're going to try to take money out of their banks in Spain. And a Vegas witness who identified the second shooter found dead. And they're wondering if this is the beginning of a conspiracy. We'll have these stories and more coming up on GJRB Online on Spreaker. I'm Gary J. Russin. This is GJRB Online. More coming up in just moments.
end times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation was ideally devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Filter Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online is up and coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB Online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
Attention men under the age of 35. You know what really impresses the ladies? When a guy has a few drinks and later gets pulled over for buzz driving. That could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. There goes let's grab dinner and a movie. Oh, I know. You drive more carefully when you're buzzed. You've proven that hundreds of times. A woman admires that kind of confidence. And you've practiced how to speak if a cop does pull you over. Slowly, clearly, and politely like, "Good evening, officer." A woman admires that kind of foresight. And what woman doesn't find it adorable that you call it buzzed even though the law calls it drunk? You could kiss $10,000 goodbye, along with any chance of having a girlfriend. Because nothing says, I'm a catch, more than a guy who lives in his parents' basement and calls it my place.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
Coming to GJRB, a program highlighting the artists that play on GJRB. Artist Showcase. The first show featuring the music of Samuel Day. We'll talk about him and his music and the songs he wrote and recorded, including his latest hit on the GJRB playlist, The Roses. In addition, you'll hear all the other Samuel Day songs. Click and listen to the podcast of the Artist Showcase. Podcast available now on the GJRB Spreaker public site.
And welcome back to Way Out There on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Usually would kind of maybe play a bumper music here, but I didn't have it ready in time, so we're just going to keep on rolling with it. Glad you can be wherever it is. It's a Freestyle Friday. That means that anything can happen, and usually does, my friends. So we're going to have a good time today. Just having a good time talking about things that are in the news and things that are happening across America. And, of course, talking about the strange and the bizarre, the unusual, the things that we just otherwise can't explain for some reason, you know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I sometimes have trouble explaining some things that I've seen when I was a kid. I've had some weird dreams. I gotta tell you about it. I'll tell you. And every once in a while, I talk about some of those dreams. Yeah, some of them were really bizarre. Gotta tell you. But we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more really strange dreams and stuff like that. We're also going to do our Strange But True coming up. And I'm thinking about it. I was telling JMD Board the last time we were on the air doing this show that I was going to do a dream segment. Eventually, I'm working on one. I more or less have to practice analyzing dreams first. I have to continue to look up stuff and look up stuff on my in his book, his dictionary, which I have on the computer. Yeah, I had to reload the player. You know, the one? Yeah, I had to reload that because what was happening is that I'll tell you, they made me pay for it. They were trying to make me pay for this thing, and he said it was free, this EPUB. And I don't know, maybe I just got the wrong one and downloaded it, but I think I might have found the right one. But it asked me if I wanted to overwrite it, save, and I did, and I got it back, but I don't know how long. I'm hoping I'll be able to hang on to it, but at this point, I'm just going to play it by ear and just play around with it a little bit because I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to be able to save it, and be able to, because I might have to every so often refresh it, re-download it, because it'll tell me I got to pay for it and will reject me, to an extent, really reject me and tell me I can't have it for any reason. So I'm hoping that that's not the case here, but we'll see. I hope not. I really want to keep it. I like that EPUB. It's kind of neat. Anyway, glad you could be aboard. We got a great show lined up for you here on Way Out There, and I hope you'll be tuning in this afternoon. It's now time to kind of get into that thing I promised you. It's called Strange But True. And then next hour we'll do celebrity birthdays and stuff, and a lot more here. So I'm going to go ahead now and do Strange But True. I got to make an opening for that. I haven't made an opening for that yet. I had planned on doing it for the past couple of shows, and I still haven't got it done. No here. But anyway, it's time for Strange But True, starting out with a story of a tiny village in India where it was nearly abandoned, but they say that there is numerous female ghosts waiting around, and it's causing men to flee. A mere 60 of them in the village of, and I can't pronounce it, Kasagunda. Not bad. Is gripped by this bizarre happening. They follow the death of 3 men over the course of about a few months. It appears that the demise has occurred by mysterious circumstances and stories along that line of a village that fell victim of a female ghost that was attacking men. Yeah, attacking men there. Incredibly, the response to the rumors, the male members of the small community have reportedly left the village fearing for their lives. Ooh. And they're saying now the reason for this remains that the residents of Kasagunda are women who are also seemingly worried about that spirit, since it was reportedly only a venture outside the homes and not to venture outside the homes at night. And considering the hysteria that swept through India in recent months, the hair-cutting ghost that targets women can't help but wonder if this man-hating spirit is some kind of a karmic responses. Yeah, so this should be the case. Female spirit causing men in Kasagunda to run away from the village rather than join together to protect the community, which had been the case of this hair cutter case. Wow. The wives of Kasagunda will respond to the husband's lack of chivalry. Remains to be seen, although they're yet to return to the village, and they suspect that when they do, they'll probably wind up sleeping on the couch for a while. Love it. Okay, that's an interesting story. Okay, they have a ghost that apparently they say attacks men. Ooh. Can't imagine that one. That's pretty spooky. Yeah, ghosts that attack men. Oh my. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's see if we can find another interesting story in that strange but true genre here. Now, this one is more visual of anything, and the video shows. And I have it saved on my Facebook. It shows the video of it's inside of a school hallway, and you can see there's no one around. Door slam a couple of times. Within about maybe a few seconds, if you look at it very closely, I don't know how many minutes and seconds into the video, it shows the locker just wiggling around back and forth, just wobbling. Within about maybe a few seconds later, one of the lockers opens up. It's closed. Okay, the locker was closed, so this kind of proves to me like there's something to this, okay? The locker was closed. Okay, the locker was just completely closed, and it opened up by itself, and books flew out. Yeah, books flew out. And, how can you explain that? How can you explain that? Books flew out. Pretty weird, huh? You better believe that is weird. Oh, man. Books flew out, and they're saying that that's a work of some kind of a spirit inside the school that is angry or something. They may be right. So your thoughts on that? We'll talk about that later on the show. We have open lines in the last half of our show. We're going to do like a what they call freestyle. We're going to do a 45 minutes of non-stop talk. About maybe, yeah, let's do 45. I said 50 on the log, but it's my log. I wrote it, so I can change it. So, you know, I can do that. So 45 minutes of non-stop talk, and we'll open up the lines right after we get done talking about Atlantis. So that's later on today, really after the, I would think after the 3:35 break, the 3:30 break, we're going to do it. Okay, so about that time, we'll talk about Atlantis. Okay? And, okay. Well, anyway, okay. Let's see. What we got coming up? Oh, yeah, stick around. We got more coming up here on Way Out There, the strange, the bizarre, the unusual. Got a lot of really good things coming your way, so I hope you'll stay with me this afternoon for the best of strange, the bizarre, the unusual. Way Out There, here on GJRB Online. And I'm happy you could be aboard the show, and this is where we just have a lot of fun talking about the strange and the unusual. And I got a lot coming up in this next half hour. We'll do more Strange But True. I spread that feature around so that if it gets a little dead, I can go to it. I just pick a number of stories, and then I put the rest in, and I save them in case, it gets kind of a long conversation, something like that. And then I can go right to them and, yeah. Anyway, that's what we'll do, and along with that, I hope you'll stay with me throughout the afternoon. It's Way Out There, the strange, the bizarre, the unusual, the things that go bump in the night. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll be back. We'll take a break, and then when we come back, I'll do a couple more of those Strange But Trues, and then we'll do some weather on the fives, and then we'll have another news break. After that, about 5 after, we're going to talk about Atlantis. What do you think about that? Atlantis. And do you think, how did it fall? Okay, so we're going to talk about that coming up next here on GJRB Online. Here on Spreaker, I'm glad you could be aboard with me today, and I'm glad you're here. I'm Gary J. Russin. This is Way Out There on GJRB Online on Spreaker across America and around the world. Thanks for tuning in.
You hear great
and
jazz.
Listen.
GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, and smooth afternoon.
If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming.
And programming in other great music formats.
Like blues, urban, including rap. Also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA. Listen.